Good morning. Here's an honest hour with Miss M. It's been a few weeks since my last post, and what I'm going to be discussing in the next two videos will touch on where I've been and help me take responsibility for not sharing. So today's conversation that I wanted to have is built around relationships. Next one will be about relationships with people, but this one is about the relationship that I have with myself. Some of the discoveries that I've been doing have been very eye-opening in how I used to live my life and how in turn it's affected me and impacted my entire life. So it really became apparent yesterday after a very long day of work. I started at 9 o'clock in the morning and worked at a preschool, and then worked on emails, and then had a lunch meeting, and then worked at a birthday party, and then had more phone calls to make on the way home. So I didn't actually finish working until about 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. So almost a 13-hour day. And within that 13-hour day, I didn't even give myself an hour to eat. I didn't give myself 10 minutes to breathe. I just kept going because I had this standard as an entrepreneur that I should be working 24/7. And the impact that left me with yesterday was total and complete exhaustion, mentally, physically, and spiritually. But I also started to see the impact that has on the people around me. And I really noticed it thinking about my previous partner yesterday. We lived together, and I would come home from work in a manic and grouchy and grumpy and quiet and silent and shut out. And I would unpack my bag and get all unorganized, I'd organize myself and unwind, as I called it. And then I would get frustrated with him for sitting on the couch, like, why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you helping me? And yet I never stopped to ask for help because I hadn't stopped all day long to even think about myself or think about something that I needed, or I made it everybody else's problem. They should just know, because he was my partner, he should just know. And then I'd have a shower and I'd lie down in bed and I couldn't sleep. I'd be wide awake, just completely wired. And I'd still be grouchy and grumpy, and he'd come into bed next to me, and no wonder we couldn't be intimate or have any sort of love and connection. It's because I was so shut out, and then I would make it his problem. Anyway, I just really noticed the impact that my selflessness has on other people, and not just my previous partner, but also my family. My mom will call me, ask me how I'm doing, and I can't even form words. I'm so exhausted. And my friends see it. They see that I'm tired, and they think that something's on my mind and I'm not talking about it, and I'm just like, no, I'm just so exhausted. And so I'm really seeing that I'm not creating space for myself and for others, and shutting myself out to love. And so that's the impact on other people, and I hadn't really discussed the impact on myself. A couple of weeks ago, I went and saw my cardiologist because some of the symptoms of my heart, I have a very disfigured heart, and some of the symptoms that I experienced about 3 years ago have actually started to come back. I've been getting quite dizzy and fatigued really quickly, and just not feeling myself. And so when I went to see him, he said he saw the areas in my day where I experienced symptoms, and he saw my heart was fluttering, and he basically wants me to, try on this heart monitor at a time when I'm less busy. And I turned to him in my appointment, and I said, there isn't a time. And I have this standard for myself, like I said, that I need to be working all the time, but that I'm an entrepreneur and I'm always busy. Yeah, it's busy life, but I really do need to give myself those moments. And I realized that entire time I had that heart monitor on, I didn't have another moment. I was at it all day long. And so the impact that has on me is my heart. Had I not started this work with Landmark and even just any internal work that I've been doing, I really would have kept living life that way. And no wonder my relationship broke up. No wonder, my heart, I started having problems. I probably would have died by 40 years old, because then when I'd be tired, I'd start drinking. And I realized, I'm looking down because I drink wine. Wine is my relax, it's my unwind, because it's like some people for smoking. It's 10 minutes you have to just stop. And I use that as a reason to give myself a break. So anyway, my heart problems, I was drinking wine, eating. I'm such a huge fitness and health and nutritional mascot, yet I'm not reflecting that in my own life. Yesterday I ate on the go all day long, which drives me crazy. And I really see, my Landmark coach said to us, how out of control do you have to be in order to control an area of your life? And I was like, oh, what is he talking about? Like, my dieting, I'm so in control, but I'm not out of control. And I was just in total denial, and I had this whole blind spot going that I just couldn't see until yesterday, and this work that I've been doing, and I went, oh my gosh, my relationship with myself is so out of control. I couldn't even see it until yesterday. And so, now that it's there and it's in front of me, I'm so excited. I'm not making myself wrong. You can't make yourself wrong for something you didn't know. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. And it's not bad, and it's not good. It just is what it is. What I've done now is I've created the space. I've created the space for me to change this, but not change it, but to transform it, to make it something totally different than what I'm used to. And I just reached out to an online coach, and I'm going to do another one, but someone who I can invest in my well-being. Why did I stop? Why did I stop having a coach? I find it so beneficial, and someone to talk to and share with and help me in my journey, and to meditate daily, and to let other people help me. And do their jobs. I'm, again, a control freak in that area, and if I keep trying to control it, I'm constantly taking away from me. So the promise that I'm making is standing in the principle of well-being, and standing in the value of myself and my health, and being a role model and living from that, and not from the standards of I should be at, working all the time, or lean, or this, but just doing it from well-being. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for what I can create now, because I just have all this space. I've cleared it all. It's just for me to create. So sharing this, I really encourage you, at some point today, when you start to get moody or upset, or, emotions are usually a pretty telltale sign that something's not right here. So if you start to feel an emotion stirring up, stop yourself and take a look at what's happening around you and within you. And I know I've said this before in a previous video, anything that we're projecting out at other people, oh, so-and-so's never on time, or I'm never this, or she's never that, or he's never this, is usually something that's actually happening within us. So I didn't want to be a personal trainer anymore because other people weren't committing to their goals. It was me not committing to my goals. So take a look at that, and then scale it. What area of your life isn't working for you in your relationship with yourself? Is it health? Is it, nutrition, or diet, or or they're the same thing, nutrition or exercise or something like that? Start to take a look at it, get present, get in that moment. So If something happens or you don't feel right, stop, recognize it, don't make yourself wrong, and step into a new you. So I'm gonna use this video as an accountability that I'm no longer gonna live the way I was living. And I'm not gonna work 12-hour days and not give myself a break. And I'm gonna take lunch hours to myself. And I'm gonna have a coach. So I'm gonna check back in. Maybe it's my next video, maybe it's in a month, maybe I'll be shredded, who knows. But I'm gonna check back in so that this promise that I'm creating doesn't just completely disappear. I want it to happen. So hold me accountable, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.